I have a wonderful wife who has to listen to this stuff all the time. They do that for this reason. They do that, all these salacious names that they put in of these people. And I'm not even allowed to defend myself because of a gag order. Think of it. But they put this stuff in to create havoc. These are bad people. I know everything they're doing. I know every move they make. I get it. But a lot of people don't. But it's tougher. I think it's probably, in many ways, it's tougher on my family than it is in me. You know,
how's Melania doing?
She's fine, but I think it's very hard for her. I mean, she's fine. But it's, you know, she has to read all this crap.
So that looked to me like another one of those weird edits. They cut in a weird way. I'm not entirely sure why. That was all amazing. First of all, I think it's in some ways harder on Melania. Yeah, I think that it might be having the nation need to stop and look at the legal fallout of one of your many affairs. Yeah, that's probably pretty tough on your family. I buy that. I think that's tough on Melania. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Listen, in order for the Damage Report to keep on going, we need viewers like you to become a member on YouTube. Can you click the join button on YouTube today? Thank you. I love that he's coming to that conclusion now after years of this. You know, this might be tough on my family. That's interesting. He has to give himself the weird credit of, I know every move these people are making, most people don't. No, if Donald Trump had some sort of special perception, some ability to understand the chess that's being played against him, maybe he would stop committing crimes in public. Like maybe he wouldn't needlessly steal a bunch of documents that got the whole indictment train rolling. Maybe he wouldn't have had the affairs. Maybe he wouldn't be violating his gag order. Maybe he wouldn't be committing some of the fraud. If he was that good at figuring out the lawfare that they're perpetrating against him, he sure seems to want to make it as easy as possible for them. So I don't buy that. But again, you had the lie about the gag order. I couldn't defend myself because the gag order has nothing to do with what the gag order is. Every one of those Republicans interviewing him knows that and said nothing because again, they cannot push back. They cannot acknowledge facts or reality or else they will lose their job. It's a very strong incentive, very powerful for keeping them in line. But as I said, I have no doubt that this is hard on Melania. Not every woman involved in the case is taking it as badly though. Stormy Daniels seems pretty happy with the result. And she has had a lot to say recently. She did an interview with the Mirror over the weekend. She said, I don't know what their agreement may or may not be, but Melania needs to leave him. Not because of what he did with me or other women, but because he is a convicted felon. It's been proven he is abusive. He was found liable for sexual assault and tax fraud and is now a criminal. He's neither Teflon Don nor Teflon Khan anymore. Look, I know that she's doing her victory lap and she has certainly earned that considering what she has gone through, the years of defamation and lies and the seconds of what I have to imagine is some sort of unique physical hell. But I don't think that she should totally get ahead of herself with the he's not Teflon Don or Teflon Khan. Okay, he is a felon, that's true. We've gotten more consequences than we've ever gotten before. And not just in this, but with E. Jean Carroll and the New York business fraud, $500 million and 34 felonies ain't nothing. But that said, he still could become president. He's not behind bars. Let's not get ahead of ourselves too much. But that said, when it comes to what the consequences should be, she does have a suggestion. She says, I think he should be sentenced to jail and some community service, working for the less fortunate, or being the volunteer punching bag at a women's shelter. I don't know that that's actually a thing that you do on community service, and I don't think he'd hold up to it well, but it would help to, I guess, balance the karmic scales a little bit. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.